Good morning, learners. Welcome to today's lesson. And in the previous lesson we were talking about nouns. Today I want us to talk about conjunction. What is conjunction? Conjunction is a joining word. This is a joining word. Conjunction is a joining word. It can join two sentences, can join a sentence. Here can join a sentence. A phrase can join a sentence. A phrase or join other words, can join other words. Conjunction is a joining word. Can join, these words can join a sentence, two parts of a sentence. We have can join a phrase, can join other words, We have different types of conjunction. They are not just, we have seen an example in exam where we have been talked about while, and, but. All those are examples of conjunction. Here, examples of conjunction, we have and. These are examples joining words. We have and. That is an example. We have but. We have while. We have however. All these and very many are examples of conjunction. These are examples of conjunction. We have because this is also a conjunction. Very many conjunction. But here we want to talk about different types of conjunction. I want us to go through different types of conjunction. We have types of conjunction. I said conjunction is a joining word. This joining word can join maybe a sentence, can join a phrase, can join other words. And examples of this conjunction, we have and, we have but, you can have while, you can have however, we have because, and very many. The list is very long. But let us see these different types of conjunction. How are they used in our sentences? Different types of conjunction. One, we have conjunction that give additional information. A is additional information. Which are these conjunctions that can give additional information? Example of this additional information, we have moreover, we have both, we also have and. These are A. We have these are types of conjunction. Types of joining words. And I've said there are very different types of conjunction. You can just put a word, a conjunction anyhow. You have to look into that sentence. Is it an additional? Is it adding to something? Example, Mary and John. You are adding Mary. Here we are adding Mary and John went to the market. Mary and John. Mary and John went to the market. Mary and John went to the market. We are adding Mary together with John. We are joining these words. We are joining two words together. Mary and John went to the market. Another example, we have Nekesa is a good musician. Nekesa is a good musician. Is a good musician. Nekesa is a good musician and a painter. And a painter. Nekesa is a good musician and a painter. Here we are talking about musician and a painter, the same person. This is Nekesa. Nekesa is a musician. In addition to being a musician, Nekesa is also a painter. We are now adding these two things together. That is why I'm saying additional, something, we are adding information. This is a type of conjunction, adding information. We also have another sentence, Bradley is polite. Bradley is polite. Bradley is a polite boy. Bradley is a polite boy. Moreover, he is generous. He is generous. He is generous. Bradley is a polite boy. Moreover, he is generous. He is generous. Here we are adding, apart from being polite, it's also generous. Apart from Bradley being polite, he is also generous. So we are talking about these two addition. We are adding the two. This generous and polite goes to the same person. Here I've talked about conjunction or additional information. You add information on the other. You adding information on the other. Let's go to another part of a conjunction. Another conjunction is, that is A, additional of information. That is A, additional of information. When you are talking about addition of information, another type of conjunction shows reason or cause. Reason, B is reason stroke cause. When you say reason, when you are saying about reason, is we want to know what happened, why did something happen, or what was the cause of that thing to happen. There we are talking about here, this is B, this is another type of conjunction. We are talking about therefore. We are talking about therefore. We are talking about so. We are talking about since. These are examples of reason why something happened. Since, we are talking about because. Because we are also talking about as, for. Let's see these examples in a sentence. Let's see the examples in a sentence. Mkulima felt tired because he had. Mkulima felt tired because he had planted the whole farm. Mkulima felt tired because. Why did he feel tired? Because he had planted the whole farm. We are giving reasons why Mkulima was tired. Wangeshi had not committed the crime. Therefore, Wangeshi did not commit did not commit the crime. Therefore, the police released her. Wangeshi did not commit the crime. Therefore, the police released her. Why did the police release her? Why did the police? You say we are giving reasons. We are giving reasons why something happened. Why did the police release her? The police released her because she did not commit the crime. Because she did not commit the crime. Here we are talking about because Mukulima felt tired. Because why did Mukulima feel so tired? Because he had planted the whole farm. We are giving reasons why something happened. We are giving reasons why something happened. That is another type of conjunction. That is another type of conjunction. We also show another conjunction. We also have another conjunction. Here, this is the reason or cause. Why did something happen? We are giving a reason. Now, we got another type of conjunction here. See, conjunction of time. Conjunction of time. Conjunction of time. Conjunction of time. At what time did that thing happen? At what time did that thing happen? While I was in school. While I was in school. Why? This is time. Why? Or before I went home. That is a conjunction. Before I went home, I saw A, B, C, D. Before I went home. We also have until. This is time. Until. We are going to talk about until. We also have whenever. Whenever. It's also a conjunction of time. It gives us time. Time. At what time did that thing happen? It gives us time. We also have after. We also have after. It's also another. We also have after. It's also another. So conjunction of time. Conjunctions of time. They tell us what time something happened. They tell us about the time that thing happened. The girl was singing while the boy was dancing. The girls were singing. Let's say the girls were singing. The girls were singing while the boys were dancing. The girls were singing while the boys were dancing. This tells us when girls were singing, what were the boys doing at that time? What were the boys doing at that time? The boys were dancing. At the same time, the girls were singing, the boys were... So it gives us the time at what was happening at that time. We also look at another sentence. Passengers waited until the next train arrived. The passengers waited until the next waited until the next train arrived. Until the next train arrived. At what time? They waited until. It talks about time. It talks about time until. That one is conjunction of time. We are talking about conjunction of time. We are talking about conjunction of time until the train arrived. How long did they wait? They waited until. It talks about time. So we are going to the last conjunction that shows contrast. Conjunction showing contrast. Showing contrast. This is C. D. Conjunction showing contrast. Contrast is difference, the difference. That is the contrast, the difference. When you are talking about contrast, that is contradicts, they contradict something. Maybe, I'll give example. The children were very hungry, but they waited for the food. But they waited for the food. You can also say, although it was a holiday, the coastal laborers reported to work. They give contrast. Contrast meaning the opposite. Though it was a holiday, although it was a holiday, people are not supposed to be at work. The workers reported to work. It gives a difference. You think of maybe someone is good. You think that someone is good. But on the other hand, the person you are thinking is good is maybe bad. It gives contrast of opinion, different opinion of how you are thinking. So let us see the example of in a sentence, the example of this conjunction first. The examples of this conjunction. One, we have but. I've said but. We have although. We also have however. This gives contrast, different opinion. We also have nevertheless. This is 1-1. Nevertheless is 1-1. We also have although, even though. Although I've already written, even though. Even though it was raining, we went home. Even though it was raining, we went home. This means that you were expected to be in class or at school. By that time it was raining, but we decided to go home. So you are giving contrast. Someone is expecting you to be in school because it was raining. Is to stay in school, maybe at the end of the rain is when you go home. But here is where you find that we went home, though it was raining. It was still raining and we went home. We are giving contrast is the difference in expectation. You're expecting something, but at the end you get something else. So we are going to talk about in a sentence, example, in a sentence. Example, let's say the children were hungry, but they waited. Example, the children were hungry. The children were hungry, but they waited. Patiently. But they waited patiently. This means they were hungry. You expect them to start crying while they're hungry. They start crying, they start complaining. But here they are hungry, but they waited patiently. That gives a contrast of some contrast, meaning the difference. You are getting a different idea of what was expected. You expected these children to start crying or start complaining, but they waited patiently. This shows contrast. So look at this example. In exam, you have to differentiate whether it is talking about addition, whether that question you have found in questions in exam where there is however, until, although, why, but you have found them in exam. Especially this comes in a broken passage. we find these words in a broken passage. This broken passage is where you are supposed to use this intent. You have to know whether this conjunction is conjunction of time. Is it a conjunction of maybe contrast? Are we talking about two different? That is why in a broken passage, you have to read first the whole passage, broken passage, before you answer questions. Then you read first silently without answering, giving the answer. Then go back to reading while trying to answer the question. Find out, look at this conjunction. Is it a contrast? Is it conjunction of time? Does the conjunction, is it a conjunction of reason? Does it give reason for something to happen? Does it give a reason for something to happen? Or is it a conjunction of addition? Is it adding? Is it adding up? So these are different types of conjunction. You should know them and use them properly. I'll be giving out exercise. Go to the spotlight on exercise E. Spotlight on exercise E, page 71. Here, page 71. Page 71 is spotlight. Spotlight, page 71. Page 71. Spotlight. Do from number exercise E. Exercise E. Exercise E, from number 1 to 10. You just underline the conjunction. Underline the conjunction in the sentence. But if you don't have the book, I send you the exercise. So make sure you see spotlight. And even if I say it's number 1 to 10, try in your own time. Do the revision. It is from number 1 to 15. You can still finish number 1 to 15. This is just an exercise on conjunction. Make sure you differentiate all these conjunction: time, contract, reason, addition. They talk different opinion. So I want to wish you all the best. Make sure you revise.